Hello everyone, this is Professor Simi Rakshit, associated with Swami Vivekananda Institute of Modern Science, Kolkata. In this tutorial, I am going to talk about approaches to industrial relations. There are some approaches which are related to industrial relations, and I have already made a video on these approaches. And in this part 1 video, I have already explained about system approach, unitary approach, and pluralist approach. Today I will start from the next one. Today I will explain what is Marxist approach, then sociological approach, Gandhian approach, psychological approach, and last one is human relation approach. Now I am going to talk about Marxist approach. Lenin came up with the concept of Marxist approach in the year 1978, where he emphasized the social perspective of the organization. The theory perceived that the industrial relations depend upon the relationship between the workers, that is, employees and labor, and the owners, that is, employer or capital. There exists a class conflict between both the groups to exercise a higher control or influence over each other. There are some assumptions which are related to this Marxist approach. First assumption is here. Industrial relations are a significant and never-ending source of conflict under capitalism, which cannot be avoided, where cases of open disputes are quite unusual. Second assumption is understanding the conception of capitalized society, capital accumulation process, and the pertaining social relation give a better overview of industrial relations. The last assumption is here. The Marxist theory assumed that the survival of the employees without any work is more crucial than the survival of employer without the labor. Next approach is sociological approach. The industries comprises of different human beings who need to communicate with the individuals of other organizations. Due to the difference in their attitude, skills, perception, personality, interests, likes and dislikes, needs, they are usually involved in one or other conflict. Even the social mobility and the other aspects including transfer, default, groups dynamics, stress, norms, regulation and status of the workers influence their output and the industrial relations. This theory also emphasizes on the impact of various changes in the work environment, that is economic, technical and political, on the interaction and the relationship shared by the employers, employees, institution and government bodies. Now I am going to talk about Gandhian approach. The Gandhian approach to industrial relations was proposed by the father of our nation, who is Mahatma Gandhi or Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who was also a well-known labor leader. Following are the various features of trusteeship or Gandhian theory. Gandhiji was not against strike. Instead, he gave the following condition to carry out a favorable strike. The workers or labor can go on a strike only if there is a specific grievance. There should be complete non-violence with carrying out strikes. The one who are not involved in the strikes should not be tormented. The second feature is, though Gandhiji was not against carrying out strike, he believed that it should be the last option to which the labor should resort to after the failure of all constitutional and peaceful way of resolving conflict and negotiating with the employer. Next approach is here psychological approach. The psychologists perceive the problem of industrial relation as a result of varying perception and mindset of the key participants, that is employees and the management. The thematic application test was conducted by Monsoon Harry to understand the behavior, mindset and perception of the two significant work groups, that is executive and the union leaders in a particular situation. The major interpretation of this test were as follows. The general belief of management representative is entirely different from that of a labor representative. Both the management and the labor do not consider each other to be trustworthy. Even each of these groups consider that the other one lacks emotional interpersonal attributes. These contrasting impressions are a result of a certain economic as well as non-economic factors like values, power, position, personal objective, recognition, beliefs, education, social security, and income of the individuals. Also, each of these parties from a negative image or perception of each other, due to which they always find fault in the action and behavior of one another. As a result of the factor mentioned above, there remains a tensed interpersonal relation leading to conflict which ultimately hinders the image and interest of individual involved. The last approach, which is related to industrial relation, this is human relation approach. The person behind the concept of human relation approach is Kate Davis. The organization and the society comprises of human beings who vary in various aspects as their behavior, emotion, attitude, mindset and personality. But they have come together to achieve common organizational goals and objectives. The concept of human relation approach underlines the need for making the individual familiar with the work situation of the organization and uniting the effort of the workers. The purpose is to meet the social, psychological, economic objective by enhancing the overall productivity. Some of the primary objectives of the human relation approach are as follows. First primary objective is to ensure cooperation by promoting the mutual interest of the organization. Second objective, to enhance the productivity of the individual. To satisfy the psychological, social, economic needs of the employees. This theory focused on enhancing the level of efficiency, workers' morale and job satisfaction by applying specific techniques or tools and policies. The human relation approach highlighted the technique for enforcing proper control over the work environment by forming small work groups and at the same time eliminating the hurdles of sound labor management relations. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.